My name is Lillian and this is Love and Money. So glad to be with you again. We just started. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. We are shooting at Amka Cafe, which is in Lonro House off Standard Street in the Nairobi CBD, otherwise known as Tao. It's just a really, really nice place to come and wine and dine, or just to have a quick lunch or a quick dinner if you're in the area. You can host friends or private events. They have some private rooms here. The highlight for me is how they've been able to achieve different types of very premium flavors of coffee and tea. Me, I love Kadufia. I'm of Kadufia. Do you like coffee? Are you a coffee or a tea person? Let me know in the comments. But they have very good flavors. Their food, you can also guide how it's made from scratch so that they tailor your order to your exact specifications and cravings. Don't take my word for it. Check them out and let me know how you found them. Today, I am asking myself the question, is the US and Africa getting the raw deal of TikTok compared to China? Hear me out. Have you ever visited a friend and they served you food? The food was very good, sawa. You want seconds and thirds. You're very excited about the food. It's yummy, it looks good, but your host is not eating. Will that not make you suspicious? That's the thing about China. TikTok has its origins in China, but China itself doesn't use TikTok. It uses a different version of TikTok that is nowhere else in the world. The version of TikTok in China is called Douyin. TikTok is a spin-off of Douyin. But through the years, China has never used TikTok. I'm going to give you a comparison of what Douyin is like compared to TikTok, and then you be the judge. You tell me what's going on there. But before I give you that comparison, let's do a short history of how TikTok started. In 2014, two entrepreneurs started an app called Musical.ly, which was for lip syncing and dancing to videos set to music. Users really liked it. They liked the ability to mimic big celebrities, and it's really appealed to the ego of users. This app was also good because you could add effects and filters, and you could make quick edits on the app right from the comfort of your home. Your phone. So you didn't have to go to your laptop and that whole bureaucracy. You could just make quick edits on your phone, post. By 2016, it had over 100 million users in the world. The biggest growth curve was in the West, US and Europe, but particularly the US. So, in the same year, 2016, an entrepreneur called Zhang Yiming started a company called ByteDance, and this company was just making apps. Their first app was Douyin, which was a video app where you could upload short videos for the consumption of users. It became very popular in China, and in 2017, Zhang Yiming ByteDance bought Musical.ly at approximately $1 billion. So now Douyin had the lip syncing effects, the filters, everything that had made Musical.ly a darling of the masses. Douyin now had it, but it was only in China.
And Harris says the version that's served to Chinese consumers, called Douyin, is very different from the one available in the West.
In these app stores, and TikTok was made available in Apple and Google Play stores abroad. In its first year on the global market, ByteDance acquired Musical.ly, a lip-syncing app popular in North America, and folded it into TikTok.
So in 2017, ByteDance bought Musical.ly and merged it together with Douyin. Now Douyin has the lip syncing, the effects, the filters, all the things that made Musical.ly a darling of the masses. Douyin now had it, and it became very popular in China. It blew up. They also made other apps one of them to Tiao, another one was called Nehanduans. I'm sure I'm butchering the pronunciation, but it doesn't matter because it doesn't exist anymore. In 2018, it was shut down abruptly, and now we are getting to the heart of the matter. The reason it was shut down was because the government said that it was not aligned with the socially and politically approved values of the state. And Zhang Yiming had to issue a public apology. He had to admit that there was some content that was vulgar. Some content was vulgar, and he apologized, and ByteDance issued a public apology, and they committed to cooperate with the state going forward. You'd have to understand the temperature of China when it comes to information and technology. China uses its own internet that is only operational within China. And any service providers that want to operate in China have to comply with China's restrictions and regulations that are roughly nowhere else in the world. So that caused Zhang Yiming and his partners to think deeply and see whether there was really a future for information and technology within China. With the sudden closing of such a big app, it appeared that success in that industry was fragile. You could be successful today and non-existent tomorrow, and that's how they decided to take Douyin and make it go global. But they had to do a spin-off, which is modern day TikTok. So they created TikTok, and now for the comparison of Douyin and TikTok, Douyin, the focus is things like productivity, learning, teaching. The main topics that are favored in Douyin is like engineering, cooking, agriculture, innovation. Those are the things that the Chinese masses are being fed. However, the focus for TikTok is watch time, entertainment. How much are your videos being watched? And that's a thing that has made TikTok an even bigger darling of the masses. That was the technological breakthrough and discovery of ByteDance. Prior to TikTok, other social media platforms and content platforms were rewarding viewers, were rewarding creators watch time based on their history. So the history of their brand. If you already have a lot of followers, then your content gets viewed. However, the algorithm in TikTok does not discriminate against who has more followers or who doesn't. It focuses on watch time. Watch time is guided by human behavior. Humans, when we are not being intentional, we tend to watch things that don't make us think. You generally want to watch something that is funny, doesn't make you think, it doesn't ask you questions. And that's why I think there's something there. The other thing about Douyin is that users 14 and under 14 years and under have a cap of 40 minutes per day.
Their version of TikTok, if you're under 14 years old, they show you science experiments you can do at home, museum exhibits, patriotism videos, and educational videos. And they also limit it to only 40 minutes per day. Now, they don't ship that version of TikTok to the rest of the world. So it's almost like they recognize that technology is influencing kids' development, and they make their domestic version a spinach version of TikTok, while they ship the opium version to the rest of the world.
Remember, in the rest of the world, in the US and the rest of the world, all users can use TikTok for unlimited amounts of time. The youth who use Douyin have a nighttime lockout. So Douyin has a youth mode and it has a nighttime lockout. I can't help but think, as much as that is heavy dictatorship, I can't help but think that the users of Douyin, their minds are being protected. Additionally, Douyin is also a shop. You can buy and sell within the app without having to leave the app. Annually, it's estimated to generate hundreds of billions of dollars in merchandise value through in-app trading. For TikTok, you have to leave the app to buy most of the things that are sold on TikTok. In China, there's this phrase known as positive energy, which is determined by the government. The government decides how positive the energy is, but that is one of the focus areas of content in China. However, for US and the rest of the world, the focus is watch time. Psychologists and peer-reviewed studies have indicated that continued use of TikTok is leading to lowered attention span and difficulty to regulate oneself emotionally. Elon Musk recently posted that short-form video is the worst invention for humankind. That means that it's one of the inventions that is causing humankind to regress. It's not bringing progress. However, I will say that TikTok is a wonderful place for generating income. And that is where we see Africa getting a rather raw deal. Okay, it's fair and unfair at the same time. If you look at the investors of ByteDance, some companies, most of the biggest shareholding comes from the US. A big chunk of the shareholding also comes from Europe and parts of China, but there's no shareholding from Africa. So it's not a surprise that when TikTok rolled out its Creator Fund in 2021, the Creator Fund completely excluded Africa. African creators cannot earn directly from TikTok. They can earn indirectly through things like subscriber fees or tipping when you do live streaming, tips and gifts and stuff like that. Also, you make your money by selling your products, selling your services there, offering coaching classes through TikTok, or redirecting your content to other platforms that you have monetized. You can monetize Meta in Africa, you can monetize YouTube in Africa, but if you want to make money directly from TikTok, you have to redirect your content to those monetized accounts that you have. China is interesting. There's no Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube in China. You have to accept to comply to their standards of what they call politically and socially approved values to be able to run an app in that country. I mean, I know it's dictatorship, but I can't help but feel that in this world, in this modern day where we are inundated, constantly being interrupted by information, WhatsApp notification, email, this, that, China have a bit of a more quiet space where the brain can think. What can we do as Africa so that we become as competitive in terms of income generation as the West? That's my first question. My second question is, what can TikTok users do to ensure that they're not losing their mind in that frequency of TikTok? Because tell me how a Gen Alpha from China compared to a Gen Alpha from the US and a Gen Alpha from Africa are going to be in terms of productivity, fruitfulness, income generation, focus, academics, 20 years from now. Those kids are going to be in their 30s. There's that kid who has been exposed exclusively to educative content, and then there's that kid who has been exposed almost exclusively to entertainment content that doesn't require their thinking or their engagement. Those are my questions, and I look forward to hearing your views, in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. We just started. Please support this channel. We'll be so happy. Thank you and bye.